There are 4 questions that we need to ask.
Mm.
First is, how are you investing your time? Because time is an investment. I think a lot of us have been taught over the years, we're asked and we think, how are you spending, or how am I spending my time? Well, no, how are you investing your time? Because in this particular example that you're sharing, that time becomes a multiplier over time. The second is, how are you then spending your energy? Because energy is finite. When energy depletes, you're going to have to rest and recharge. The third is, what are you paying attention to? And to your point, if the average American is watching 20 hours a week of television, well, we're paying with our time. And then finally, the fourth is the M, which is how you answer the first 3 will really determine your relationship with money. So what's your relationship with money? And then going up, the ladder and asking, well, how are you investing your time? How are you spending your energy? What are you really paying attention to?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you think about the opportunities here and the simplicity of it all, it's a mental reframe that is simple. It's easy to understand. But when you look out at the macro level, and you do a lot of work with credit unions and leagues and associations and wealth managers, what's the biggest financial challenge that people are confronted with when it comes to their relationship with money right now?
I think it's a couple things. It's inertia, and I love your team notion. So, people really struggle making the tiniest of change. If we all got up a half an hour earlier, if we all got in an extra half an hour of exercise, if we examined our monthly bills and made a handful of changes. So I think that's really the biggest issue is, the challenge is putting in the team, the time, the effort, et cetera, to go and make those changes. And how does it manifest itself? I think it always comes down to cash flow. So people get, where are we really in trouble? People feel they don't have the cash flow, and that leads to stress. And as I talked about in Cash Flow Cookbook, in 41% of divorces, money was a major cause.
Yeah.
So you see it right across our lifestyle. And, 65% of Americans are going to retire with less than $10,000. That's unbelievable in one of the richest countries in the world. Well, why? I think it's this inertia. And I think it's exactly what you're talking about. They're not educating themselves. They're not prepared to make a handful of simple changes.
Well, change is hard. Change is confusing. Change is painful, that I wrote about in Banking on Change.